What is going on, everyone? My name is Eric Piccioni. I'm an American living in Russia. I do end of month updates. This is for July 2024. A couple quick ones. The biggest one is we're like halfway through our apartment renovation. That will be, God willing, livable in November, December timeframe. That would be nice right before the really cold months kick in. Which I'll touch on in a second. I also got my wisdom tooth removed. The only one I have, actually. That really sucked, and that was quite painful the past few days. My mouth was like super swollen. That really blew, but I'm able to eat most foods. I pop a couple painkillers throughout the day, but yeah, that was pretty wild. That was one of the bigger progresses, because I'm getting some retainers or Invisalign clear retainers over the next maybe couple months at this point, assuming the healing goes well and we get the rest of the touch-ups figured out. But it'll likely be for the bottom, because the top is actually already done, so that'll be cool. And then, I mean, other than that, really, we're just in a groove. We've got a routine going, and just kind of have a set schedule. We've got a wedding coming up in about a month, so I'm actually trying to get slimmer for that. I've got a goal in mind. I'm trying, not always succeeding, but I'm trying to hit 10,000 steps a day and work out like 4 times a week. And whatever the workouts look like, it varies widely, but a lot of it is some level of calisthenics. But anyway, nothing ridiculous for this video, really just quick updates. Like I said, the apartment renovation is coming along nicely. We just finished the order for the kitchen. So the kitchen is fully paid for, the floors are fully paid for, and we've got the bathroom, which is on the way. We've paid for like 70% of it, and then whenever the job is done, we'll pay the remaining amount. But I mean, things are going smoothly. They're going well. They're going smoothly, if that's even a word. But happy with the progress that we've got. I mean, really just hitting a stride now. I think actually a big one that it feels like it's been months since we've done this or had this, but last month, July, was the first, that was the last month we've ever had with our mortgage payment for our house in Ohio. So we're debt free now. Like, we have 0 debts. We live in Russia, and we have 0 debts in America at this point, which is a really nice feeling, because it's the interesting thing that I've always been tricked to believing, is that the American dream is, you build a business, which you absolutely can. I've built multiple over my years, and there's a lot of flexibility in doing that. The challenge is you get yourself into so much debt that you're like kind of floating by the skin of your teeth for a couple years. And I'm sure that's universal, but the trap that I think most people got in, and myself included, is my wife and I were like $50,000 in debt very quickly in America in like a matter of 6 months in order to get our business off the ground. And we did well with it, but we ended up selling it like about a year, maybe 2 years later. We did okay, but it's like crazy, because in America, it's almost common to be in debt. In some cases up to your eyeballs. Like, you might have $200,000, $300,000 worth of debt before you know it, like after you graduate college, and medical expenses if you have kids, and if you want to build a business or buy a house. Like, being in it, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, $800,000 worth of debt isn't that shocking. Like, it's actually a lot more common than people think. I want to say that 30% of the population in America is debt-free, maybe less. I think 85 to 87% of Russians are debt-free. I understand the interest rates here are a lot more, so it makes sense to pay off your mortgages and pay everything cash. It takes longer to do that, but whether I had to choose between being debt-free or having some kind of loan payment, I would rather be debt-free any day of the week. So that's for another day. The other cool thing, I talked about it earlier, but having the wisdom tooth removed really sucked. I was out for like 3 days where I could probably open my mouth enough to eat a spoon of yogurt, but I would basically drink everything through a straw for like the first 3 days. Really sucked, actually. And yeah, I probably wouldn't do it again. I joked with them that I would see them again tomorrow to pull out another tooth, because that was just too much fun. Like a carnival ride. Just would love to do it every day if I could. No, that was horrible. They had to dig into my bone because it was like deep down under the gums. There, you couldn't see it on the surface, so they had to take it out. And thankfully it was just one though, thank God, because my wife had all 4 taken out at the same time. I can imagine that was not fun either. But anyway, just gonna do that. And then I've got some old crown on my tooth. When I used to play sports, I'd chip my teeth all the time, so I'm gonna get that taken out and put a new one in once my mouth heals. So that should take another couple weeks to heal completely. They took off the retainer on the back of this side because long time ago I had a permanent retainer, like a metal one, and it broke off, and it was kind of just holding my teeth without really holding them. There wasn't really any success with how it was working. So the metal retainer got taken off, and it had been on there for maybe 9 years. So now, well, at the time, all of my teeth were very sensitive to like cold or hot. Now it's a lot better, but just one, like this one in the corner, my canines, I believe is what they're called. They're still pretty sensitive, but not nearly as sensitive as they used to be. And I mean, another huge update, my daughter, or my wife and I's daughter, she's going to kindergarten next week, and we've been working on getting that situated for a very long time. So very happy that the documents are done. It's been like a 4-month process to get the medical records and applying and all the back end stuff that my wife's been an absolute superhero getting knocked out. That is it though. I mean, nothing ridiculous. Again, just nothing crazy. I'm not like a professional athlete where I travel the world and I have so much footage, but just a simple family living in Russia. I mean, we came back to Russia. If you don't know my story, I married my wife. We went to the same university. We ended up dating about 4 days after we met, and you know, did the whole traditional thing. We went through school, graduated, and then we got engaged, got married, and we've been married for some time. We've been together about 8 years, coming on 9. And you know, we about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I kind of planted the seed that we might even consider living in Russia, just because we had been I had been a couple times. She's lived in Yaroslavl for her whole life before coming to university, and I ended up loving it here. I've been like 7 times prior to this visit and ended up really liking it. So we decided to try it out, come for a couple weeks, see if we like it and could actually like comfortably live here. And for all the right reasons of what we wanted to find coming here, for family values and support for our family, cleanliness, my wife's family all lives in the same city, even more so in the same 5-minute walk of each other, so that helps a ton. And for those reasons and many others, we decided to come here and live full time. We sold our house literally last month, sold off everything, and we live here full time. We bought an apartment and we're just rocking and rolling. But yeah, nothing too crazy. I'm always happy to give some feedback or some kind of perspective on life in Russia. And, you know, I wish I could say that I travel the world and give speeches to everyone, but just a simple guy living in a country where the whole world seems to be against them. Definitely not as bad as people might think it is, but you know, everyone has their own opinions. That is the bulk of 2024, or at least in July. Normally a day looks like I go on a walk in the morning. We'll go to McDonald's if we're all going together. We'll go to McDonald's, grab some coffee, or you know, whatever the future looks like. Now that our daughter's going to be in kindergarten, that might give us some free time. So we'll likely go to McDonald's, or Vkusny Tochka as it's now called. I just call it McDonald's, so sorry. It's easier for me. But we might go around, go on a walk in the morning, you know, hang out for a couple hours. I'll go to work, finish off around 9, and then Groundhog Day, let's do it all over again. But that is the bulk of July. Got some cool updates around the corner that we'll mention whenever they're actually finalized, but appreciate your kind words, you know, for everyone that supports the channel. I appreciate you guys, and I'll keep you updated. But that's all I've got. God bless, and stay tuned.